Right, so major disclaimer to begin with, you might see I'm in a new space with a new background. This is still very much in the early stages, there will be more changes, and so do bear that in mind. But guys, tell me in the comments below what changes or visual upgrades do you want me to make to my videos. I'll take in all the feedback, and hopefully I can improve the content. Oh, and by the way, some pre-recorded videos and some future videos are still going to be shot with the old background to complete with the changes to this new space. But anyways, we do have some new news regarding the M2 iPad Pros, and so let's delve into it guys. But first, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumours, and with that being said, let's just tuck in. Right, so recently Ross Young told us we could see a 14-inch iPad launch in early 2023. Now this was a very confusing tidbit because number one, a 14-inch iPad is outrageous, but more specifically the early 2023 release kinda made no sense. Since we've heard about the M2 iPad Pros launching in October, so of course for Apple to give us another version of the iPad Pro within 6 months doesn't make a ton of sense. And while Gurman does kinda clarify that in his new report, he says the 2022 iPads are only coming in 11-inch and 12.9-inch sizes. And while since Gurman is the more credible source, that does make me think Apple's gonna push back the release of this 14-inch iPad to possibly the M3 version we could see in 2024. So yes, for the M2 release, do not expect any new screen sizes. It's going to be 11 inches and 12.9 inches like in previous years. Now Mijin Bu, another source, did tell us we could see thinner bezels with the 12.9-inch size. That kinda made no sense because the bezels do serve a purpose on the iPads, and so reducing them could make this an uncomfortable experience when holding this iPad. And so since Gurman does not mention that, I don't think that's gonna be the case. Now Gurman does reiterate in this report the main changes with this iPad is gonna be the M2 chips, wireless charging, and also upgrades to the cameras on the back. So obviously the M2 was recently revealed, and it's a pretty minor upgrade over the M1 chip. It's 18% faster in terms of CPU performance, and 35% faster in terms of the GPU performance. But one could argue this is all kinda pointless on the iPad, since the software experience is still so restricted. So yes, please do not update your iPad solely for the M2 chip upgrades. Anyways, regarding wireless charging, of course, in the past, it has been reported we're going to see a larger glass logo on the back that can allow for MagSafe charging but also reverse charging with this iPad. Now reverse charging actually does seem pretty neat because this theoretically can charge your iPhone, AirPods, and pretty much any Qi-enabled device on the back of the iPad, and I think that's going to be very useful when commuting with the iPad. And finally, we kinda have a pointless upgrade, and that's going to be new cameras on the back. Now this allegedly is going to be the iPhone 13 cameras, so sensor shift stabilization is coming to the iPad. That's really kinda pointless. I doubt many are going to care about that, but there's that. And yes, on the whole guys, I do find it kinda hard to justify buying these iPads till we see further software improvements with iPadOS. Since I'm happy we do have Stage Manager on the iPad and floating windows, but the lack of pro applications with the iPad still makes it really hard to justify buying this device. But guys, tell me your thoughts regarding this in the comments below. Anyways guys, it's time for the Q&A section where of course I answer some of your questions. So the first comment is a statement from Phases World who says, the non-Pro 15s should have a dual camera with LiDAR on the back. Now to be honest, I don't think we need this. Apple right now does not utilize LiDAR on the Pro models, and so giving that useless sensor to the regular models really is not needed. And yes, I know Phase does say that portrait mode could be improved with the LiDAR scanner on the back, but do remember right now with the Pros, LiDAR only works in low light conditions. For daylight, it basically works the same as it does on the regular models, and so for such a niche use case, I don't think we need LiDAR on the back of the regular models. Now we have another statement from Nihon Studio who says, to be honest, I prefer the iPhone 13's notch over the hole punch on the iPhone 14 series. And yeah, to be honest, I'm kinda in the same boat. Now initial reports did suggest the hole punch was gonna save us space on the front of the iPhone, and so we could see the battery percentage back. That would have been amazing. But of course, more recent reports have suggested it's going to be the same size as a notch. And so this really is a visual change that should differentiate it from older iPhones, but there's not going to be much of a practical benefit. And so yes, I could care less about the eye hole, to be honest, especially when we're not saving space. Anyways, Eric wants my opinion on the AirTag 2 rumors, and I believe this stems from Minchiko telling us AirTag has been very successful, and so of course, Apple might start development on a second generation model. And to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what they could add, because hardware wise, AirTag is perfect, I would say. I think the only request I have is a software feature, which is allowing family members to see the location of their relatives' AirTags. Since, for example, my mum has an AirTag on her keys and she often loses her phone, and so without her phone, if she loses her keys, I can't locate it. I find that kind of dumb. Surely we would trust our family members to see the location of our keys, our wallet, etc, etc. So I do think Apple should allow us to locate our family members' AirTags. But that surely can be added via software, so I don't think we need new hardware just for that feature alone. But apart from that, I guess we could see new colours. That could be pretty cool. Or of course, a card version of AirTag that fits better in wallets. But guys, let me know in the comments below, are there any specific features you want to see with AirTag 2? And that's it for the question, guys. But if you have more questions and doubts and statements, let me know in the comments below. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumours. Check out the video above on details regarding the iPhone 14 series. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.